Okay, start of another Brew Wednesday. Today we're going to be doing a big Juices Loose IPA, or a New England IPA. So just getting everything ready, sanitized. This is, so I just got some Star Sand. I like to flush everything with Star Sand before I start. Got the new motor and the chiller. So what I do with this chiller, the easiest thing I found is just to turn the pump and back flush the chiller with the sanitizer. Just before I start, and I don't think it takes anything extra out of the brew day because I usually sanitize all this stuff before I start anyway. And then it just goes straight through and it gets its flush and upgraded. I've got a digital thermometer this time. This is just a bit of warm water out of the tap. The other one I had, the gauge wasn't accurate enough. I don't think it kept up quick enough, whereas the digital keeps up pretty quick now. See how it goes anyway. It's all trial and error. Alright, get some water in here and get it heating up, ready for mash. Okay guys, we are mashed in and it is up to temp and it is recirculating. Wow, that's flying. Let's turn that down a little. Don't need it up that hard. So we're mashing in at 153 at the moment. Let's lift that up, screw that up. In the mash water I have my pH stabilizer. And I have some water additives. I'm doing an IPA. I'm doing a New England IPA, big juicy England IPA. So I've got same thing. We're using just distilled water and one of these beer dust packs for IPA. Check the pH. The pH I've let it go a little bit higher than 5.2. I'm going to go 5.4 just to take advantage and the IPA and the hops. Huge hop additions. We have at 60 minutes in the boil, I'll put 1 ounce of Warrior. Oh no, sorry, I've changed that to Magnum. And then at 5 minutes in the boil, we'll put 1 ounce of Citra, ounce of Mosaic, ounce of Amarillo. Then we will do a hop stand at 180. For 20 minutes, and we'll put in another ounce of Citra, ounce of Mosaic, and then we'll do a high Kreuzen dry hop, and that will be 1 ounce of Amarillo, ounce of Mosaic, ounce of Citra, and then we'll do a 4-day in hop dry hop, and that will be 1 ounce of Citra, ounce of Mosaic, ounce of Amarillo. Looking for a huge, big, juicy New England IPA. In the mash, I have 10 pound Marisota, 2 pound white wheat, 2 pound flake oats, and 2 pound of carapil. And that's all that she wrote. So keeping it hoppy and keeping it light, hopefully looking for a nice big orangey colour out of everything when it comes through. So I'll hit you back when I start the boil. Looking forward to using the Duda Diesel chiller to help me chill it down to 180 for the hop stand really quick. Should be able to recirculate it back in and get it down to 180, God, a couple of minutes I suppose, and just make sure I get it there and not too cold because it's pretty cold in Seattle and it's going to be chilling it real quick. Restrict the flow and see how we go. Alrighty. Okay, the mash is finished. Lifted out the straining basket and the bag, and now I'm just letting some of this drain out. I'll give it a little bit of a push in a minute, see if I get as much as I can to drain out, and I'll check my volume. I'm looking for about 7.5. I started with 8.5, and I need over 7.5 for the grain bill I've got. I figure to get around a 7.5 to 8% New England IPA. So we'll see how we go. I'll check the water when this mash is down. I've already put on the 240 volt and it's heating up pretty quick. First hop addition will be the Warrior, 1 ounce of Warrior. And then I've got all the other ones. 5 minutes to go, 20-minute whirlpool at 180. And I've measured these ones out as well. As 1 gram of Amarillo, 1 ounce of Amarillo, 1 ounce of Citra, 1 ounce of Mosaic for both the dry hops, and I'll put them in the bags and put them in the fridge and keep them for the time being as well. So see you back when it's boiling. First hop edition. Already got the motor hooked up again, ready for the chiller. I don't do a original gravity before I boil it anymore. I can't be bothered. I've done a few on this thing now. It should be fairly close, and then when I put it in to the fermenter, I'll just put the tilt in there as well, like I did last time. I'm really liking these little units. They're really cool. Just know what's going on every time, and then I can follow the graph and print it out later on, and then when I brew it again, I can track the progress last time and see if I need to make any changes with the temperature. This one I'm going to ferment down a little lower than I do most, because it's the first IPA I'm ever going to do, which is good. I've got an IPA challenge that I've entered, so it'll be fun to enter a competition, first competition, just to be a part of it. If it's drinkable, I think I've won anyway, so I'm not really interested in winning, but I just want to be a part of the local beer club that I'm in here. I'll hit you back at the end of the boil, and when we do some hop edition, something fun to watch. Okay, I promised you the exciting stuff. Just added 1 ounce of Magnum hops in there. 60-minute boil, starting to boil now. Just set it as roll and boil like this for, we're boiling for 60 minutes. Okay. Okay, 5 minutes to go in the boil. Gonna put in an ounce Citra, ounce Umbrella, ounce of Mosaic. Put her in the big hop sock there. And also I'm gonna put in some yeast nutrient. So let me read the instruction again, because it's a different one I usually use. 1.5 teaspoons, teaspoons per gallon. Teaspoon, 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 there we go. So 5 gallons, 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, it's only half one, 5. All right. So next thing will be the whirlpool, 30-minute hop stand whirlpool. No, 20 minutes. Sorry, 20-minute hop stand whirlpool with another ounce of Amarillo, another ounce of Citra, another ounce of Mosaic. Gonna try something different to get it down to 180. Never tried it before, and probably a lot of people will yell at the camera and tell me, don't do it, when you see what I'm going to do, but it might work. Hey, if it works, it might be ingenious. Anyway, I'll see you then. Okay, so this is what I'm going to try out here. So I've got my little pump hooked up. I've got the Duda Diesel cooler going, so it's going back through and it's circulating back into the pot. Okay, so I've got the Inkbird hooked up and in the middle of the kettle. So what I'm doing now is I'm using the pump is hooked into the cooling of the Inkbird. So what I'm trying to do is when that reaches 180, the pump will turn off and it will stop cooling. So at this stage it's cooling through the Duda Diesel, the wurt's coming out through the Duda Diesel and back into the kettle. And it's whirlpooling. Yeah, look at that, it's going around. So I'm hoping that it's going to be close and accurate enough so when that does get to 180, the pump will turn off and the cooler will turn off. And then I can hook the heat back in and I can whirlpool. Oh, there you go. It switched off, the pump's off. And it went down to 179. It worked! It worked! There you go. That's how you use a Duda Diesel and an Inkbird to get down to Whirlpool 180 and then hold it there. So now what I'll do is I will plug the element back into the heat side of it and it will hold it at 180 for 20 minutes. Sweet. Love it when a plan comes together. Because you know I'm making it up as I go. But hey, that's the fun of brewing at home. Alright, so now I'll put my huge big hop drop in there. And now I'll plug that heating element back into the heat side of this, and then it'll hold at 180. Oh, look at that. Rightio, hop stand where the whirlpool is finished. That's a lot of hops in there. Okay, and Inkbird, perfect. Just kept it at 180, 20 minutes. Alrighty, so what we're going to do now, see if this works. We'll take this off, put it into here, turn this little bad boy on, and then check the temperature and slow it down. Oop, too fast. What are you doing, dude? Slow him down. What's it doing? That's better. Okay, so 73. Let me feel that. Yeah, that is pretty cold. Okay, so I'm looking for 65. I want to pitch this at 65. So when I get around 65, I'll just adjust the flow to hold it at 65. So it's going in a bit colder. So I'll just up the flow rate and see if I can get it to stabilise and come back up about 65, and just tweak it until I can just hit that magic number. It's going to be tricky. Okay, work's chilled, and just got some oxygen going into it now. Oxygen up. I got my yeast starter ready to go and my tilt. Now, so this is what I do to back flush the Duda diesel. So I always got the sanitizer. You know, you always have 5 gallons of sanitizer. So I just plug the little pump in, turn it on. Just after I do the first initial clean on that, and then just flush it all through. Back flush, obviously. I think that's the way that you do it, meant to do it. Back flush it through. And then I'll just put the whole 5 gallons that I've got sanitized, you know, to keep everything else ready, and I put it all, sanitize it. This is going to get a clean before I do another brew in it, anyway, but initially to do the Duda, that's all I do. Okay, so turn this on, open up the tilt, make sure it's upright, and then we just drop it in. Turn this off, and we can put that straight into there to sanitize and see where we're at. So 152, 53 degrees. I wanted it, well, it's cold. Oh no, hang on, so that'll take a while to come up. That'll take a while to come at you. You're freaking me out there. So I want it should be about 65, 68. It will come up. It's just been sitting out here in the cold garage. And then nice yeast starter, ready to go. We pour it in. Hopefully there's plenty of yeasties there. This has been going for 2 days. It was what was it, half a pint,
2 pints of water to half a cup of DME, you clown.
Light DME, and there we go. Alright, there we go. See how we go. That's already run through, so I just only assume that dude is clean now. I did it last time the same way and had no trouble with it the next time we got going. Alrighty, I'll hit you back at tasting time, or maybe first dry hop. So we're going to do a dry hop at full Kreuzen and then another dry hop 4 days later. Cheers. Okay, there is my wrapped up fermentation going on at the moment. It's really nice and cold here in Seattle, so, and this New England IPA I'm fermenting low. So it's nearly fermented out. I'd say it's only hasn't moved much. It's tottering back between 13, 14, temperatures being consistent at 64, and I trust this temperature more than I trust the temperature on my heating cheaper. This is just like a cheap little heating unit. It comes with the mat that you wrap around the fermentation container, and it turns on and off as it goes. But I realized pretty quick, I think it was only $30, but I realized pretty quick the temperature isn't as accurate as it could be. Oh, I don't need that, man. So the probe, I like it because the probe goes inside and not to sit on the outside of the container. But yeah, so I adjusted it to get it where I need it, and I want this at 64, 65 degrees, so that's where we're at. I've already dry hopped it. I dry hopped it at full Krausen, and now it's about 3 or 4 days later, and tomorrow I will dry hop it again. New England IPA, everyone says it needs to be hopped on the way down, high Krausen, then about 4 or 5 days later, so that would be probably tomorrow. I'm expecting this one to come down to maybe 1, 10, 11, 12, somewhere around there. So I'll get the second big hop bang in tomorrow. If I get time, I'll film it. It's an ounce of Citra, ounce of Mosaic, ounce of Amarillo. And then I will just, I'm not sure if I'm going to move it to a secondary. I don't like this secondary. I don't go to the secondary, you know, if you watch my videos. I'll probably leave it here for another week and then keg it. I will let it come up to 68 for the last 5 or 6 days. So I'll dry hop it for a few days at 65, and then I will let it come up to naturally 68 degrees over the next 5 days, and then I'll keg it. From what I'm reading, that's the way to do the New England IPA, and you know, I'm making it up as I go, so I'm following other people's examples. Anyway, there you have it. Hey, I'm back with the tasting of the New England IPA. I'm not sure if you can see the colour properly through there, but it came in pretty much right on for colour of the style. Really nice white fluffy head. It's beautiful. Now the smell is the smell's amazing on these New England IPA style beer. It's just so fruity. It's like there's, you know, the melon, the passion fruit, mango, a little bit of that orangey taste, apricot. It's even like pine, passion fruit. It's just it's like a tropical fruit punch. It's amazing. It doesn't taste that fruity, or whatever you're led to believe. I tried a few commercial styles before I got this one on the way, so to know what it tastes like. This one just smells beautiful. You know, I can't get over the smell. If I could breathe that in all day, I'd be so happy. Let's get on with the taste of it. Another easy to drink. You know, when I first had this in the bottle, I tasted it after a week in the bottle, and then a week in the keg, because I kegged some of this for a competition. It had that grapefruit, the real bittery grapefruit taste. And I got to tell you, I don't like grapefruit at all. I just don't like that. For breakfast, people eat it for breakfast. I couldn't do it, man. It just tastes too bitter. But like after 2 weeks in the keg, this is so smooth now. It's got more of the mango-y, fruity taste to it. The bitter is tiny, a little bitter on the front, and then just like on the end, it just makes your mouth water on the end of it. Very easy to drink. The more I drink of this stuff, the more I really like it. And I think that's what the haze craze is all about. The more you drink of it, it's like the more you really like the style. I love the style now. I have never tasting it. I've got another video coming up of bottling some of this to send away to a competition, the first one I entered, and it was a great experience getting into the competition, and this one exceeded my expectations in the competition. More on that later on, but this it's just such a fruity, juicy bomb, and juicy in a way that it's tart and bitter all in once, and then it just dissipates in your mouth You've got all the lovely orangey, passion fruity mango, and then your mouth just waters on the end. It's just so beautiful. I'll definitely have to brew this again. I'm going to give most of this away anyway. I've promised it to a lot of people, and I'm happy to give it away. It's going to be a great beer for other people to try that have never tried this. Some of my friends. So anyway, I hope you enjoy the video. If you like it, subscribe, and I will see you very soon. It's going to be a good year.